Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we have updates on the 81 Corvette that sat in a body shop for 15 years. As we all know from the past video, the last video, I pulled this car home. I got it as a gift, more or less free. Body work was done to it, a bunch of other work was done to it 15 years ago, then it was parked. Got it home, tinkered with it, you saw we got it running. Still haven't changed the oil. I still haven't changed the plugs, distributor cap or nothing. I just topped off the fluids, put some fresh gas in it, put a new fuel pump on it and a fuel filter. And let me tell you, the fuel that came out of this thing was like Mississippi mud. It was thick, it was black, and it stank really bad. But now I got some good gas running through it, so the engine runs good. Still having some issues with the carburetor. The old quadrant jet's all gummed up. I got to take it off, either rebuild it or purchase another one, which I'm not too fond of the quadrant jets back then. When they ran good, they ran good. But when they didn't run good, they were a pain in the ass. So probably going to end up throwing a 600, an Edelbrock 600 or a Holly 600, something like that. But we know the engine runs, it runs good. It's only got 40,000 miles on it. Now we're tackling another issue. I went ahead and checked the brakes on the last video, and the pedal went all the way to the floor. Well, I went ahead and I changed the master cylinder, and no bueno, didn't work. Took all the wheels off, inspected them. Every rubber hose is dried and cracked. The calipers are seized up. The pistons won't even come in and out. I said, well, I could always take these calipers off, rebuild them, and refurbish them. But I said, for the price of new ones, I think it was like 140 bucks. I got 4 new calipers, all new rubber brake lines for it. So we're going to go ahead and change out these calipers. The pads are still good, so we're just going to deck those pads. From what I can see, they're still good. So we're just going to go ahead and deck the pads that are on there and reuse them. We're not trying to spend a lot of money on this car. We more or less just want to get it running, driving, and stopping, and that's it. And then go from there, and then see what we're going to do with this car, see what it actually needs. It needs a lot of interior work. It needs a lot of other little things that are popping up as I go along. But like I said, the majority of the suspension was done. The body was done. It was painted. Glass is in great shape. It's got brand new T-tops, got new window regulators in it. It's got new window motors in it. It's got power windows. So there's a lot of new stuff in this car. So right now I'm just at that stage where I am updating the essentials, which is obviously the engine, making sure the transmission goes in reverse and drive, which it does, and the brakes, when we want it to drive and stop. And then from there, we'll go at it. But for right now, let's start taking these calipers apart and see what's in there. Okay, so here you see we have 3 new calipers. We have the driver rear and both the fronts, and we have the rubber lines front and rear. Now I'm still waiting for one more caliper to show up, which is supposed to be today. Hopefully it will, but these look pretty good. If any of you Corvette guys know, these are pretty mean buddies right here, man. Now these are what I think. These pistons are what seized up in the original ones. They just don't work anymore, man. I'm not going to take the time to. You see how nice and free that moves. I'm not going to take the time to go ahead and rebuild these. I mean, we'll see how bad they are once I get them off the car. If there's something I can do to fix them, maybe sell them, maybe reuse them. I don't know, maybe down the road. But right now, we're going to go ahead and install these. I have already started taking apart the driver rear. Now I'm going to tell you. Any of you guys out there know rust is not your friend. Hammers and heat, but don't hit your digits, that hurts. But I've already gone ahead and heated up these 2 bolts here to the calipers, and they are loose. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this off. Oh yeah, I also got the brake line. Luckily that one did not break. As you can see, this is the first one I did work on, and both of the bleeders did bust no matter what I did as far as heating it up and lubing it up, heating it up, lubing it. They just busted. It's just so bad. I mean, as you can see, the other ones are the same way as well. I mean, they're all just rusted up really bad. But the brake pads look like they have plenty of meat on them, so we might get lucky pulling this pin out and taking these pads and decking them on some 100 grit sandpaper or 300 or something like that. We'll try and clean these pads up and reuse them because there's still plenty of meat on them. Like I said, we're trying to cut costs, guys. We're not going to try to spend a lot of money on this car. The rotors look great. They're in great shape. There's no grooves, nothing like that. But we're going to go ahead and start disassembling the rear. All right, now as you already can see, I've already loosened up these backwards. Now, yes, I did have to apply quite a bit of MAP gas or heat to get these bolts to come loose. Some guys torch them, some guys use a torch or a propane, but that's all I use is propane. but I did get lucky enough to bust them loose. So we'll go ahead and finish taking these off here. Let's see how bad it is inside here. It's nice thing about the Corvettes is there are 4-wheel disc brakes here after this year, which is kind of awesome. The bolts look pretty good. As you can tell, rusted up. We're probably going to clean these up and try to reuse them. I don't think the new ones came with new bolts, and I'll have to check. Really impressed with how clean this frame is. It still has the original exhaust. It still has the original catalytic converter on it. I mean, the shocks look really good, fairly new. Well, 15 years ago they were new. Go ahead and pull this bolt out. Now that one doesn't look as bad. We're gonna go ahead and, oh yeah, she's on there. Oh boy. This is definitely what seized it up. Well, yeah, I could pop this pin off and pull this out. Let's do that. These are so rusty. Really bad. Yeah, I don't foresee any of this coming apart very nicely. A little bit of light would be nice, eh? She's right there. There we go. Got the cotter pin out. There it comes. Yeah, see, these pads still look good. Very good on the, oh yeah, see the insides of those just all corroded and rusted. We might be able to save these. But this back one, oof. Yeah, the pads look pretty good. Good deck though, still plenty of meat. Well, that was definitely a screw up on my part. I totally forgot that there's 2 bolts in the back as well. It's been so long since I've chained these out. Got them loose. Luckily they came loose on their own. We'll pop these back ones off. And there's the back one. Not too bad. These actually came out on their own. A little bit of strength, but it came out. Didn't have to heat these up. They're actually turning by hand, which is nice. There's the other one. Not as bad. We'll run these over on the wire wheel, clean these up. But there's the back part. Yeah, it doesn't look like too bad, but you can see all that rust in there. Yeah, it's all gummed up. Like I said, these might be able to be saved and refurbished. Could always have them dipped, sandblasted, taken apart, and rebuilt. But we got new ones. We're going to see how these new ones work. All right, let's go get them. Now these pads are still good. As you can see, there's plenty of meat still left on these. We're going to try and reuse these. Now a lot of guys will go ahead and just take some 100 grit sandpaper and just go back and forth and deck them. And that's what I'm going to do. A lot of you guys have done this. I don't see the purpose in spending the money on brake pads when these are still good. So you just put it on the paper, on a flat surface obviously. And you keep going down until you get that glaze off, until you get down to the actual meat of the pad. Well, we're getting there. Almost. It looks pretty good. As you can see, there's a bunch of glazing on there. That's what we want to get off. We want to get that off and get down to that fresh meat. You can see all that carbon coming off there. Well, getting there. Almost. Yeah, you don't want to take a bunch of the meat away. You just want to get the glazing off and grease and what have you. So it makes a good contact on the rotor. That's much better. Much better. I can deal with that. Then you just take some brake cleaner of your liking and just clean them up. So these pads still look almost new. Kind of messy. We're not here to be pretty. Just grab a rag, clean them up a little bit. I might take a wire wheel to these edges, get some of that rust off those edges so it slides nice and easy in the caliper. And we'll do this to all four. Yeah, so you could take the rest of this, put it on a wire wheel, clean up any of this other gunk that might be in there, and clean off this back. As you can see, these pads look pretty damn near brand new again. Like I said, there's plenty of meat on them. They're cleaned up, they're not rusty. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw these back into the new caliper. All right, now that we got the pads decked and they're clean, they're good to go. I already went ahead, pulled the rotor off. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. I went and took a pipe cleaner and just cleaning up these threads up a little bit. I put a little PB blaster in there. No, they don't sponsor me. Just want to make sure the threads are good. And we'll go ahead and take the grinder here and clean off the top of this rotor. It's always a good idea to put things back together without as much rust on it. Go ahead and throw this back on here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Now some guys could put these calipers on in one piece. I don't know how they do it, but I always take them apart. Just makes it easier. Just line up your bolts. Thread that in there like that. Well, actually, no. You want to put your brake pad on first, like so. Get those threads started. If you can see what the heck you're doing. Alright, got one going. There she goes. Come on, little buddy. There it goes. Got that one started. I got that one started. Two Vader on those. There we go. That was good. Now I want to make sure your pads lined up to this hole. And we got the other side, same thing. Get your main bolt started. Oh. Is that right? Yes, that was right. You also want to make sure these aren't cross-threaded. They are made in China. There we go. Before I get everything all tightened up, I'll go ahead and set my pin. See what I mean? How they don't like to line up. Come on, a little too much. A little bit. There's one. Here's the other one. There we go. Pins in. Put your new cotter pin in. And that's that. And you go ahead and you tighten up your main two again. All right, there you have it. Look at that. Pistons actually work. That's good. Go ahead, we're gonna hook up our brake line. This side is good. We'll take some brake cleaner, clean up some of this dust. We'll open up one of these bleeders. Once all of them are done, we'll let it gravity feed for a little bit, and then we'll find someone to do a little psh, 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 pumpage on the brake pedal, bleed these bad boys. So on to the next ones. All right, a lot of these videos on YouTube show cut scenes and all that, and how this stuff kind of looks easy. Not a lot of guys, but some guys will struggle and pause, struggle, pause. I'm gonna show you in real time what this is like now. I haven't heated any of this up. I haven't messed with any of this front yet. And as you can see, everything is all rusty. Rusty bolts. Can't see back here, but the brake line, this rubber line's gotta be changed. So we gotta take apart this. Everything, nothing has been touched on here on this front yet. So as you can see all this rust, we're gonna try in real time to show you what this is like, the struggles and the frustration of trying to get all this rusty stuff apart. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is bust these bolts on the front and the back and take apart this caliper and see if the caliper comes loose. Now, it's been a while. Yep, same thing as the back. We have 2 bolts in the bottom, one at the top, 2 at the top. All right. But we're gonna do this. See if these come free by hand. They might. I got enough beans in me. I could get a 1/2-inch breaker bar, but nope, that one did come loose. All right, so that one came loose. Let's try this top one. I'm just using a 3/8. Whoop. See what happens? That's real life. Gotta chase the socket. All right. Okay, so we know the tops. These are loose. I'm gonna go ahead and get these out of here. Or at least halfway out. Now there is a brake line here that connects to the caliper, and it's I think it's a 5/8. Got us a little painter's cup here to catch some of the fluid that comes out of the master. But I know the hose on the other side collapses, no good. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos where these hoses just, from sitting for so long, and the chemicals in the brake cleaner or brake fluid just swells it up like an artery or real bad cholesterol. You just can't get anything through it. Some guys will go ahead and clean them and reuse them and put a string through it or a piece of wire through it. For the cost of a couple bucks, I went ahead and got both front and rear kit. So, and this is only like 17, 18 bucks on Amazon, so why fight it? All right, now I'm gonna take the camera from you. I'm gonna come back here and show you. This is that, I don't know if you can see it. Right, where is it? Where are you at? Right there is the rubber line, right there. You see that rubber line right there? We gotta take that off, right here. And that's a 5/8. You see how rusty that is? So we're gonna take a chance and see if we can't, see if that comes loose. Now I could heat it up, but I'm gonna see if it moves. Oh, it did. It smashed my thumb. See, that's real life. All right, see how we're loose there. Now, in order to get this off, we're going to disconnect this. Now, what you want to do is pull this little clip off, just holding it. And you got to get something in there to pry on it. I don't know if I can get in here enough with this. Maybe. Anymore, let's just pry that out. There it is. Right there, it's a little keeper, a little clip. Don't want to lose that. You want to save that. It's probably a good idea to take a wire wheel to it, a wire brush to it, and clean this up a little bit. That way it ensures you a good connection. The fun part is going to be getting this one loose. Now I'm going to put a little tension on it, see if it comes loose. If it don't, we're going to go ahead and heat it up. Grab yourself a line wrench. If you don't have a line wrench, a regular wrench will do. I'm not sure, I think that's a 3/8. Go ahead and give it a little bit of a pressure, see if it moves. It will not. I probably should have left that keeper on there, but we're going to go ahead and a little bit of PB blaster on that. And this is the part where I already took the clip off, and I probably shouldn't have. That way I could have had a little bit more tension on the top one. But you don't want to bust this line. Although we could go ahead and put a new flare on or add a new line. We don't want to do that. We want to try and save as much of this as we can. We'll try a little bit. Try again. Yeah, she ain't going to move. No way. And we're not going to break that. So we're going to heat it up a little bit. Get a little, maybe get a vice grip on there to hold that, because we don't want to bust that. So hold on a second. Now we're just going to go ahead and heat this up a little bit. I'm going to grab my MAC gas. You don't want to get a cherry ready. You just want to get it high enough so it expands the metal a little bit. There it goes. All right, once you get it loose, you want to move it back and forth just a little bit. Come on, little buddy. Just a little bit, just like that. Take a little bit of your PB blaster or WD-40, whatever you want, get it in there. Move that back and forth. Loosen up all that rust, because we don't want this to break. I don't advise you breathe in these chemicals, but all right, I think we're okay. And I see it bubbling in there, so fluid is, it's pretty hot. Okay, so we got it loose. You go ahead and take that off the rest of the way. Let's see, my line wrench. There we go. See that? Let it bubble out. It's got a little hot. Let it cool down a little bit, so we know that's loose. So we're going to leave that alone. We're going to go ahead and continue. The whole line's ready to be changed out, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and continue on getting the caliper off, which is loose, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and get this off. Well, maybe it'll pop off if I take these off instead. Any of you car guys out there know that anytime you deal with anything that's rusty, it's just a pain in the ass. And you really don't want to break anything and have to buy more parts. So you take your time, think outside the box. Heat's a good friend of yours. Lubricants are a good friend of yours. If it feels too tight, it's probably going to break. Heat it up. If it's in an application where you can. There's the other one. And like I did with the back, we'll go ahead and we'll clean these up too to reuse them. There is the front caliper. Yep, look at that. Just 15 years of sitting. It's all corroded up. We'll go ahead and get this line off. And then we're going to find a new hose, get the caliper that's sitting behind me here, and put this one. Oh, actually, we're going to deck the pads again like we did the rears. Like I said, take a piece of 100 grit sandpaper or whatever you got, and just go back and forth, get that glazing off, get down to that fresh meat. As long as you got enough meat there on the pad, you should be good to go. You shouldn't have to replace them. Same thing with brake shoes. You do the same thing with brake shoes, but just want to be careful. You can make them somewhat even. But I'm going to go ahead and get this rubber line off, unpack the new one, and show you how it goes back together. Now, same process as the rear. We're going to get this cotter pin off right here. We'll lose that. Get the pin out. The new calipers came with new pins, so we ain't got to worry about using these. Like I said, these calipers, these pads here, they're a little thinner than the rears, but there's still plenty of meat left on those. We can save these pads as well. They're not as bad. They're not as glazed up, just a little bit. So we'll deck these a little bit too, clean these up, and reuse these for now. But as you see, all that corrosion sitting in there. I mean, well, that one moved. Yeah, that was rock solid. That one's rock solid. Won't even rock back and forth. Yeah, see, we could go. I could have easily taken these apart and cleaned these up and refurbished them and reused them. But like I said, for the cost of new ones, I think it was under $200 for 4 new calipers and the brake lines and such like that. So for $200, it'll have brand new brakes. We already bought the mass cylinder, and that was only $46, $50. So, and that's already on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to these pads. We're gonna deck these up. Those look pretty good already. Yeah, these are good. These are good. Yeah, we'll get some time off, some life out of these yet, but I will probably end up changing these here in the near future, but these are still good for now. Like I said, we want to get this down the road. We want to see how it runs. We're going to see what else. I have no idea. You know, I knew the suspension, all that's been replaced. I don't know to what extent. So I don't know how the car rides. I don't know how the car runs or goes down the road. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back in this new caliper, and I'll be right back. Now, just like the rear brakes, I went ahead and decked the front pads, cleaned them up really good. So, like I said, there's enough meat on these for now. Like I said, some guys can go ahead and manage to get these in one piece. I don't like fighting it with these pistons and all that. It's just easier to me to take these apart. They're not that hard. So we're going to go ahead and find the corresponding hose that goes on this side. Hopefully they got it right and it threads right up. These should be the same for the fronts, and those are the rears. We're going to go ahead. I don't know what the technical term for these things are. You guys know what these are actually called? I can't remember what they're actually called. Going for that side. We're going to go ahead and thread this on now. We'll get it threaded on there. Where is it? Right there. Take our 5/8 and crank that down. Oh, look at that. See that? They went ahead and changed it on us, so it's no longer a 5/8. Well, the original one's a 5/8, and for some reason they thought they would mess with us and change it to a 17. We'll go ahead and tighten this up. You don't want to crank it like busted, but you'll know when it's tight. All right, so that's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one on. Come on, little buddy. Damn it. There we go. I already went ahead and cleaned up my bolts. Fun part's line is all back up. Come on, here. Started. Nope. There it goes. There's another one. Bottom. Brake pads falling down. And move back up. I'm not going to tighten these down all the way yet. That way I get the front part of the piston on. Oh, just lost our light. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the front part of this caliper on. Get that one started. Get this bottom one started. Oh, you didn't start. There it goes. Oop, wrong way. That's a blooper. Get this started. Go ahead and throw our pin in. Come on, get in there. There we go. Now if I can just find that little cotter pin there. Oh, I see it. Sorry about the lighting, it's not the best. There our pin here. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a little hole here. This little pin goes in. Whoa, whoa. Oh, I need a light. There it is. Oh, dropped it. Slippery little booger. You could use a regular cotter pin, but too lazy to get one. Just using what came with the product. All right, that's in there. I'm gonna go ahead and finish tightening all this up. Make sure to go back and check the other ones too. Pretty good there. Grab the 5/8. Ones in the back. Good. Now all we gotta do, let's hook up this little bad boy, which goes in like that. Right, you put your little clip back in there like so. Got started, it's in. Now the fun part, trying to get this new line to thread in. We might get lucky. I'm gonna bend it a little bit that way. There it goes. Now, just the fun part. Well, maybe I should have left this out for now. Now we get a little bit of play to get this line started. There it goes. Nice. Get more than 2 turns on there before you throw your clip back in. Boom. Tighten that up. Let's hold that bottom. I'm not sure what size that one was. Yep, look at that. Got lucky. I think that's pretty good. All right, so as for the back and the front, we have new calipers. We decked the pads. We got new rubber lines in the front. I did not change the ones in the back, which once I get to the other side, I may do that, I may not. Those did seem to leak pretty good when I did the gravity feed. The back ones did leak, but the front ones did not. So, all right, so it's pretty much rinse and repeat on the passenger side. We got to replace the passenger side calipers, same thing, deck the pads. We're getting close, guys. I hope this video helped you. It's a little short, sorry about that, but the next process after going ahead and getting these brakes done is hopefully get this thing on the road and driving here in the next video. And then after that, doing all the wiring, going over suspension, going over a bunch of other components. So stick around, stay tuned. And if you stayed this long, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Share, like, subscribe, tell a friend. And hey, anyone can do it. You can do it. I can do it. It's real. It's fun. And until next time, guys. Peace.